So, some of you might know that I use a website called HackNPlan to help me keep things straight when I'm working on a game. I have used HackNPlan for all three of the games that I've got onto Steam just to help me organize tasks. I'm not sponsored by HackNPlan, well, I'm open to sponsorship, give me money, but I thought I may as well make a video talking about why I really like it and all the cool bells and whistles it has, since I've got more than enough use out of it without paying anything. For those of you who have no idea what HackNPlan is, it's an electronic Kanban board type thing. It allows you to create tasks which you can move around between planned, in progress, testing, and completed. It's fairly self-explanatory what each of these means. You drag the task between each of these headers, depending on what stage of development they are in. Since I'm only one person, I am a bit lazy with using HackNPlan to its full potential, since I can just mentally bridge the gaps of omitted information. But in a team, this could prove to be really useful. For example, if you want to tell everybody you're currently working on implementing a specific type of enemy, you could do that by dragging the implements enemy task to the in progress header, and also assign that task to yourself. This lets everybody in your team know exactly what's going on with that task, and they also know not to go ahead and start implementing that enemy themselves. Also, you get a nice design model thing, which again I don't put to total use because it doesn't fit my strategy of come up with half the game during development, but it allows you to create a nice kind of tidy organized group system with progress bars for each element of your game. For instance, I created a few here, so I have some headers like bosses, enemies, guns, etc. When creating a task, all I'd have to do is designate that task belongs to that specific design element, and it'd be added. Once it's completed, it'd automatically update the useful progress bar to show how far along that component is in its development. I really love this idea, and in a scenario where I did plan out the whole game beforehand, I'd really enjoy using it. Hell, even in a scenario where I don't, I still enjoy using it. I'm a real sucker for seeing progress bars go up, I'm gonna be honest. Now this leads me to the next cool component of HackNPlan, which is the metrics view. This shows you just how close your game is to being complete based on percentage tasks and hours. Now the hours one is a bit hit or miss just because you have to accurately estimate the amount of time that each task will take, and if there's one thing that programmers are bad at, it's estimating the time taken to complete a task. So naturally, that is why it is currently telling me that I've spent like a bajillion more hours than I meant to on this game. It's just because for most tasks I completely omit the time estimation because it's frequently very inaccurate. This means that HackNPlan assumes the task will take 0 minutes to complete, and yeah, that's not really often the case. But hey, it still gives you the ability to see how many tasks you've completed, and specifically how your productivity has been split across bugs, ideas, sound, etc. Whatever categories that HackNPlan comes with by default, and also any that you've created or added yourself. I know I've made a few changes to the default HackNPlan category set, so I can't tell you for sure what they are, but they're similar enough to the ones that I've got. One more thing is the concept of having multiple boards. These are really useful if you have different milestones to reach, such as produce a minimum viable product, or create a build that you can give to playtesters, finish the whole game, etc. You can create tasks and send them to the board that they're most appropriate for. Also, there's the backlog, which is just a board for all tasks that don't fit neatly into any other board. Now there are like a bajillion settings and components that you can add to each task, so I won't get into all of them, but I quite like editing the description to make notes about the task. For instance, in this do final boss task, I've got like 1,000 words of written notes down about how I want the boss fight to play out, and then I can refer back to them when I get to work on the task. Also, you can turn these notes into subtasks, and I've only really been using these recently, but what they are basically is little checkboxes in case your task is still too large to comfortably sit down and complete in one sitting, or if you're having trouble starting. If you can add comments, attachments, dependencies, tags, due dates, importance levels, and probably even more stuff to each of these tasks, making it a really useful planning tool if you have use for any of those things. And again, I'm not sponsored by HackNPlan, this does kind of come off as an advertisement. I just feel as though maybe I should give something back for having used their services for so long without paying them anything, and it is a useful service. I really think a lot of people, would find use from this. But that's about all I've got to say anyway. I haven't covered everything because it's a really big tool, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos about random stuff that I like and cannot pay for. Goodbye. Alright, so because I can't remember to self-promote to save my life, I have to add this bit on the end separately, so feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment. Do all that stuff that's good for the YouTube algorithms and by extension me. Also, I have a Patreon, so you can get beta copies of Warp Tech for only $1 a month if you so desire. The link to that is, of course, in the description, you complete and absolute gremlin people.